We have two shootings.
What?
One in Jacksonville, one at the University of North Carolina.
Fuck!
Both tragic.
He ain't lying.
Both racially motivated.
It's true.
Both done by white guys.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, by the way, one of them wasn't a white guy.
What?
Can you spot the difference? I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this is what's next. Afternoon, ladies and gents. Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Tuesday. This is a late afternoon for me. I had off today, so I was kind of doing some errands, and I said I gotta get one in. I gotta get at least one in. Normally I do two, but I gotta get at least one. But it's two stories. Both come from the same block, neighborhood, shall we say. There were two shootings. One occurred over the weekend, Saturday, at a dollar store in Jacksonville. And then the other occurred on Monday at the University of North Carolina. Both racially motivated, both tragic, both done by white guys. Oh, I'm sorry. One of them was not a white guy, but he's a white guy nonetheless. This comes from Breitbart. Ron DeSantis booed at vigil for Jacksonville shooting victims. You're not welcome here. This is the governor of Florida taking time off for the presidential campaign to come back home to attend this, and I understand emotions are running high, so things are said. Floridians booed Governor Ron DeSantis on Sunday as he attended a vigil for three victims who had been deemed racially motivated attack that occurred at a Dollar General store in Jacksonville on Saturday. The shooter carried out a racially motivated attack that predominantly black neighborhood. According to reports, the shooter, who murdered three people before committing suicide, and of course that was very fortunate, reportedly left behind a manifesto. And I'll talk about that at the end with my thoughts.
Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis is here. We're going to ask the governor if he will come now and turn remarks.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you for doing this. I want to just say to the councilwoman, I got you. Don't worry about it. We've already been looking to identify funds to be able to help one, make sure there's adequate security for Edward Water.
Wow. Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters said the shooter hated black people, but said there was absolutely no evidence of the shooter as part of any larger group. He hated blacks. I think he just hated about everybody who was not white, Waters said. He made that very clear. According to reports, the shooter first stopped at Edward Waters University, but a student flagged him for looking suspicious. Prompted security officers to confront him. The shooter then left the campus and unleashed his carnage elsewhere. It could have been bigger had they not pretty much like shoot him away. Quote, we don't know obviously what the full intentions were. Well, we do know that we came here right before going to the Dollar General. Edward Waters, University President CEO Dr. Zachary Faison Jr. said. Members of our university security team reacted almost immediately. I think the reports are less than in 30 seconds he made contact and drove to our campus. The shooting, all three victims of the shooting were black, and DeSantis strongly condemned the crime. Quote, the shooting, based on a manifesto they discovered from the scumbag who did this, was racially motivated. He was targeting people based on their race. This is totally unacceptable, DeSantis said, adding more on social media. I stand with the families impacted by the tragic shooting in Jacksonville. The people of Florida stand united in condemning the horrific, racially motivated murders. Our families praying for the victims, their families, and their student body of Edward Waters University. Following the horrific racially motivated murders in Edward Waters University on Saturday, I have directed Volunteer Florida to quickly provide $1 million in support campus security needs at the university and $100,000 to help the families of the victims. However, DeSantis added that attended a vigil for the victims on Sunday, was greeted with hostility from some. At his introduction was overshadowed by boos, as you saw earlier. You're not welcome here, one individual said. The boos continued as he tried to speak to the crowd before one individual screamed, your policies caused this. Councilwoman, I got you, don't worry about it. We already been looking to identify the funds able to help one security at Edwards Water College. We're not going to allow these institutions to be targeted by people, DeSantis said through the boos. It ain't about parties today. A bullet don't buy a party, Councilwoman Jacoby Pittman later told the crowd. If the governor wanted to come here, he'd be bringing gifts to my community. Y'all know I'm taking gifts because we've been through enough already, she added. This is from the Post-Millennial. Faculty member dead. Faculty member dead. Suspect in custody after shooting at UNC. On Monday, a gunman opened fire at the University of Carolina Chapel Hill campus, killing one member of the faculty. Neither their identity nor the name of the suspect, who is now in custody, has been released. This.
Upon arrival at Caudle Labs, police discovered one individual, a faculty member, had been shot.
This was the UNC
Unfortunately,
police.
as we have reported, this person is deceased. We will not be releasing further details on that person at this time, as we are working to contact all of this person's family and will be providing them with support and resources. This is the only fatality and no other injuries were reported.
According to UNC Police Chief Brian James, the shooting took place at Caudill Labs shortly after 1 p.m. Students and staff were asked to shelter in place as authorities carried out a search for the persons of interest. Now, initially when the story broke, you had one particular news agency, that would be Fox News, reporting that a white guy went to the University of North Carolina and shot up the place. Well, once they found out that this was the white guy, yeah. An hour and a half later, he was apprehended and taken away by officers. James confirmed that the person of interest depicted earlier in the day by USC police was the suspect. We are sure that's him. He said, we were able to verify that. We certainly want an opportunity to interview the suspect if that's possible. And to actually have the suspect in custody gives us an opportunity to figure out why or even how, James said. It also helps us to uncover a motive and really why this happened today. Why today? Why at all? In a statement, UNC Chancellor Kevin Guskowitz said that he was devastated and saddened by the incident, saying that it damages the trust and safety that we so often take for granted on our campus. We will work to rebuild that trust and safety, he added. Our hearts are with the family and our fellow faculty member, who are personally connected to the victim and who's traumatized by this senseless act of violence. UNC canceled classes and activities on Tuesday to give students and staff time to recover. Story number one, Jacksonville. One, there is no doubt this was racially motivated. Two, by the manifesto, it was racially motivated. But funny how this manifesto was automatically given to the police. The police popped it open, said, hey, here's what's going on. Here's what they say in the manifesto. Here's what he said. This is what he did. Yada, yada, yada. But when it came to other manifestos, you know, like Nashville, for instance, you know, remember the girl who was mentally disturbed thinking that she was a dude who went to a Christian school, shot up the place, killed 6, including 2 children? That manifesto has never seen the light of day. Still, to this day, the manifesto has never been allowed, shown in public. We don't even know what's in it. But yet we know there were multiple manifestos, laptops, cell phones, journals that were done. But yet none of us have ever seen it. So to me, I don't want to say that it's the Jacksonville cops. I don't want to go down this road, but to me, it seems like depending on who or what you are, manifestos get released. Just saying. You know, is it political? Just saying. To the shooting at North Carolina, University of North Carolina, by a supposed white dude. Because if you see the memes out there, it was Fox News who blasted this guy's face, and then the caption read, white guy shoots up North Carolina. Kind of stupid. But that is the unfortunate circumstance that we are living in today. Rush to judgment. Automatically, when there's a shooting, oh, it's got to be a white guy. Can't be a black guy. Can't be an Asian. Can't be a Spanish guy. It's got to be a white guy. But then, when you're burned for it, the media goes chirp, 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 They got all quiet. I know nothing. Like Schultz, I know nothing of what you speak of. You know, kind of like, again, the shooting in Orlando at the Orlando nightclub, the gay nightclub, you know, how many years back? Yeah, it was a white guy. Well, it wasn't a white guy. It was an Islamic guy, an Arab guy who just didn't like gays. So he shot up the place. But yet, it was blamed on a white guy. Like I said, I'm just putting facts out there. That's all I'm doing. At the end of the day, families are affected. Loved ones are affected. This is tragic. It's sad. It's disgusting. It's evil that it happened. Pray for them. Thoughts for them. It's all you can do. It's all you can do. Of course, you're going to have those on the left who are like, you know what, screw your prayers and thoughts. And then you're going to have those on the right that says, no, we will continue our prayers and thoughts because that's what human beings do. They show their compassion that way. Donate time, donate money, donate gifts. You know, be there for them. That's all we can do. As human beings, that's all we can do. But this is the sad state of society that we live in. Sadly, this is the sad state of politics that we live in. Because, again, to bring up another instance, if you have black on black crime that goes on, say, in Baltimore, Chicago, LA, New York, Detroit, Atlanta, no one blinks an eye because a white guy wasn't involved. But the second a white guy's involved, here comes the media, here comes social media, here come the TikToks, here come the Twitters. Just saying. With that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss a thing. And we'll see you next time. Peace.